What up? We're going to be here for the next hour or so just talking about the email ignition formula. This is a program that Brad and I have put together to help teach you guys everything that we know about email marketing in the simplest, easiest to follow way. How to get started, how to set everything up, how to run your list, all the stuff you need, all the stuff you don't need and can totally ignore, and how to make it all happen in the next month or less if you're ready to take action and really do it. What up, Richard? Thanks for being here, man. We're really excited.
Hey, Richard.
We're just here talking about our launch. For those of you guys that are not on our email list, we just sent out an email with the details, but you can go to emailignitionformula.com. That's where all the information is about the program, about what we're going to be covering, who it's for, who it's not for. And yeah, we're launching today. We're going to be keeping it open for a couple of days and then probably shut it down by Sunday or sooner, depending on how many people we get. And we're going to start teaching live classes on Monday. What up, Phil? Richard? Good to see you guys.
Hey, Phil.
Any questions you guys have about our training program or about email marketing, about your business, your list, anything at all, we're just here to take some questions and chat with you guys and have a good time while we launch our product. So anything you guys want to ask, just feel free to type it. Steve, what up, man? He says, hey guys, I'm setting up my page and landing page. One simple question. The people that like our posts in the groups we choose, well, you don't have to. But adding them as a friend is just like one more level of connection, I guess. And it depends how much you want to use your Facebook page to actually market your stuff, you know. Steve Pierce, group. Yeah, of course. So Steve is saying, you know, do I need to add them as a friend before I invite them to my group, doing the free traffic wildfire thing? You don't have to, but I would. It helps. What a lot of people do if they're really serious about the free traffic method is they'll actually brand their Facebook profile. You know, hey, nice.
We're doing a YouTube premiere, sorry.
Yeah, it's a new feature
cool.
on YouTube that lets you premiere stuff like a movie. It's kind of cool. Yeah. What was I going to say? I forgot. Oh, a lot of people brand their actual Facebook page, like the cover photo or their bio. They'll brand it as whatever business they're doing, and so they'll say, like, you know, instead of just like what your friends see, it says, you know, click here to get my top, you know, opt-in, whatever, or click here to join my Facebook group. Here's what we talk about this stuff. So adding people as a friend is just another way for them to click over. You know, as soon as you add a new person as a friend, most people will click over to your profile just to check you out and be like, oh yeah, this guy, what's he about? So it's just another point of contact for information about what you're doing. I don't think you have to be their friend to invite them to your group, though, and the group is the priority. So added value if you add them as a friend, but you don't have to. You know, not everyone wants to use Facebook to market stuff. They'd rather just keep it as a friend. And the cool thing is, once they're in your private group, you know, your public profiles are what all your friends see, but once they're in your private group, you can do a lot more marketing stuff, and it's not against like Facebook etiquette, you know. It's not like you're pushing salesy stuff in front of people that don't want it. So the group is cool because you get, you know, a bunch of people that only want to hear about this topic, and you could talk to them about it all day long. But yeah, adding them as a friend doesn't hurt. We've been adding a lot of you guys as friends that are in our Facebook group. Feel free to add me if you haven't. I'd love to be your friend. But I don't really use my actual personal profile to market stuff very much. I might throw a link up there to the group, but really what we're working on is in our Facebook group, and then really to get on our email list, or YouTube. What up? A lot of different channels these days, but we like email the best for selling things. Let's see. Steve Pierce. I'm not sure how to get them to my group without being friends. Let's see if I can look at this. I think you're able to invite people, but if not, maybe Facebook won't let you invite people if you're not already friends. So maybe you got to add them as friends first. Let me look at our group right now and see how it works.
What's up, YouTube?
Adding a friend is like an extra step, so I just haven't been doing it, but let's see. If we're in our group, let's see. Steve Pierce. let's see if I can invite people to join. Add members. Let's see. Who do you want to invite to the group? Let's see. Who's something that you're friends with that I'm not?
Wait, what?
Who's somebody that you're Facebook friends with that I'm not? I'm trying to test something. I'm not going to actually say anything to them. I just want to see if they come up. How about...
I don't know.
I don't know.
My brother Matt Osborne.
He just added me recently.
Oh.
Your sister? I don't think I'm friends with her.
Let's not say her name, though.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. How about... shit, I just don't use Facebook like this. Let's just type in a random name. Michael Johnson. Yeah, I think you might have to actually be their friend to use the feature that says invite members. The way I've been inviting people is actually interacting with them in the group that I find them in, and just telling them about the group and leaving a link in my post. I'm not pushing it on them, but as I talk to them, like in the comments, I'll be like, hey, by the way, I have this group. If you want to join, you can click here, and then they can kind of invite themselves. But it looks like if you want to manually invite people, they have to be your friend first. Which makes sense, actually. Facebook probably doesn't want you to just like mass inviting and spamming people that don't know you. So to answer your question, Steve, it looks like, yeah, you got to add them as a friend if you want to manually invite them to the group. So you can either do that, or as you're talking to people organically in these groups, just mention, hey, by the way, I have a group for this. We talk about it all day long. Here's a link.
The other thing, did you already talk about putting a link in your profile?
Yeah, some people brand their whole profile for that. One really cool marketer that we learned some of this strategy from, her name's Rachel S. Lee. I don't know how many of you know her or in her group. She does stuff for affiliate marketers. And she just had this really slick personal branding strategy that we thought was really cool. So if you want to learn how she's doing that, just look her up. She's got a page. She's got a group, Rachel S. Lee.
She's awesome.
Really cool marketer. And she's got her Facebook page real branded for growing her Facebook group. She's got a whole strategy. We're more using the Facebook group to grow our email list. And we have a lot of ways to do that too. The Facebook group, we've got the YouTube channels. We've been using Brad's channel a lot, but I've got a channel as well that I'll be building up. And we have a joint channel, Rebel Fortune, which is our company.
Yeah.
And we're going to be building that up too in the next, year, coming months. So those are all free traffic ways of getting people onto our list. Hope that makes sense. What up, guys? We got some people watching.
Nice.
All right, let's see. Richard had a question. Any advice on segmenting buyers from opt-ins? Would you use a cheap tripwire offer early in the sequence to see if they're a buyer? Great question. Great question. Yeah, the most basic segmenting that you always want to have on all of your lists is keeping your customers separate from your prospects, the people that have not bought from you yet. The name of the game is always to grow a buyer's list. A buyer's list is worth 10 times more than just a prospect's list. A good way that a lot of people do that, as Richard is saying, is to use a cheap tripwire offer to... The idea of a tripwire offer is that it changes someone's psychology. It's a transaction, and you make it a no-brainer, like a $7 to $9 or $20, something that it's such a great deal they can't pass it up. I have a different opinion on that than some people. I see the reason why people use it. It's to change someone's psychology from, I'm just interested, to I've spent money here, I'm now a customer. But one thing that you're also going to run into with really cheap, low-ticket offers, like the tripwire stuff, is people that don't want to spend a lot of money, and you're attracting people that are either broke or cheap, or we call them tire kickers. They're not really serious about investing and actually putting some real skin in the game. They just want to get everything for cheap, and they're kind of playing around the edges, and they're attracted to the cheap offers. So see what works for your list and your business. We definitely, we always keep buyers and prospects separate, and it actually gets a lot more complex than that when you have different offers and different opt-ins and different things. We try and keep things kind of categorized and separate so we know what's working and what's not and who's spending money with us, because those are the most valuable people that we really want to give the most value to. As far as the cheap tripwire offer, those are the most useful, I think, when you're running paid traffic. into a funnel where you're buying leads, they're opting into your list, and you want to see how fast you could turn them into buyers and make a profit. And so maybe a $7 offer, some people call it a self-liquidating offer, which means you're not making any money. In fact, you might go negative, but it turns them into a buyer. And then after that $7 tripwire, I don't know, Richard, how much you know about funnels or what kind of funnels you might be using, but you don't really just sell a $7 offer and say, cool, I have a buyer. You sell a $7 offer and then immediately upsell more valuable product after they say yes. Some people upsell 10 things, you know. So the best time to sell something is right after someone's already spent money with you, because it took a certain amount of work to get them to say yes, and it will take next to no work to get them to say yes to another thing if it's in alignment, if it's something they need. So yeah, you could do this $7 offer, but it only makes sense, I think, if you're following it up with like a $47, $97, $197, like a much more expensive offer that they might take. And usually, if you can get that working, you can run paid ads, and you can make your money back really fast and get your list growing really fast, which is actually something we want to teach you guys how to do in the email ignition formula. For those of you that haven't checked out the page yet, what we're going to be doing is helping you build your whole email marketing machine. It's actually really simple. There's a lot of stuff that you don't need, just like all the basic bare bone, like how to build it and set it up, how to get it going with free traffic methods and get really good opt-in rates and a lot of people opting into your list and wanting to hear from you, how to sell to them so that, you know, whatever you're doing, whether you're an affiliate, whether you have your own product or you're a coach or anything else, whether you're selling tripwires and funnels or you have a high ticket offer or anything at all, how to do that through email. Even for the brick and mortar business, I know that some of you watching our videos, you're not really online marketers. You've come from the offline world and you want to know how email fits into that. We were talking to someone who's a chiropractor. We've seen people do this for their restaurants. We've seen a lot of coaches that usually just get business through word of mouth for their network that actually want to grow a list now and see how that works. So this works for all those types of businesses. And then the last thing we're going to do in the formula is once you have this all going and you've got some momentum, we call it hitting escape velocity, where you can buy your own traffic with the money you're making. You know, you make some sales through email, you reinvest it in paid traffic, your list grows even faster, then you make more money and reinvest that, and it just keeps going, and you can scale up really fast under your own control, which is awesome. So tripwires and everything else are really useful for that kind of system, but they got to fit into a system, and you got to know that it's just one step in a whole machine that you've built. Because you know, you're not going to make a whole lot of money just selling cheap offers, and keep in mind that you might attract cheap customers that you don't really want. Make sense?
Yeah, totally.
What else?
Viking Marketer says, put them on a monthly offer that costs $10 a month. Then one-click upsells are powerful there.
Yes,
definitely.
Absolutely. The one-click upsell is awesome. You've already got them in a state to buy from you, and they see the value. They've come to trust you, at least for this moment. They're really ready to go, and you've taken their payment info. So they don't have to do anything else to add more value to their cart. Just one click, add this to your order, you're all set.
One mistake I've made in the past, though, I mean, all of this really hinges on actually giving them something that they really, really want. Like that tripwire can't just be something that you think is worth $7. Like, well,
right.
I'll just give them this like reduced version because, you know, I want to keep it at only $7. It still has to be something that they're dying for.
Right.
So this is just true of all things. So I made that mistake in the past. I built a whole funnel with upsells and downsells with a bunch of products that nobody cared about, nobody wanted, because
right.
I never figured out what that market really, really was dying for. So that can be a big waste of time to build funnels based on tripwires when nobody wants your tripwires. So just know that that's going to be like the most important thing, is that your tripwire is something that they really, really want.
Good call, yeah.
So I know I made a bunch of tripwires when I first learned about that concept, and I thought this is going to change my ideas that weren't really businesses, but I wanted them to be businesses, and I thought the tripwire was the way to do it. Nothing. I mean, if you get a good tripwire that they really want, then yeah, it's going to work. But So I did do that with my Bing product when I first launched it because I didn't really know what it was going to be. I launched it as kind of a tripwire, but then it was so like in depth that one of my mentors was like, "Dude, you can't sell that for $7. Like this is like really in depth training." So
Right.
And that was a big lesson for me as well. I kind of moved away from the tripwire model into just, you know, selling a higher priced product that's more in depth. And so, yeah, there's lots of different ways to approach business, but always buyers are buyers. Like you said earlier, Richard.
Segmenting buyers is really important. You'll have a lot less of them, but they're worth so much more. And those are the people you want to make sure you're really catering to and taking care of. You know, we've been doing this free Facebook method and using it to grow lists. And one thing I love that it's free and it happens really fast, but also things like Facebook, there's so many different people shouting their opinions, talking about stuff. And I think a lot of marketers get lost in the woods thinking about everyone else's opinion on whether or not your copy is good or your ideas are good, but really the only people whose opinion you should ever care about are your customers. So you really want to keep tabs on who they are, what they're buying, what they like, if there's anything else they need that they're not getting. The better you do that, the better you make your products, your offers, or the better affiliate offers you find for them, the easier and easier it gets to sell. Where like selling is no longer this hard thing of you got to be really good at. It's just, hey, I understand exactly what you really want, and I found it for you. Here it is. I've connected the dots. Do you want it? And it's so much easier. Let's see here.
So, I got
Go
a
ahead.
question over here. Viking Marketer says, by the way, down the line, will you cover product creation maybe with outsourcing and finding out price points? Since I'd love to sell a $500 to $1,000 offer in a non-money making niche. That's a great aspiration.
Yeah, I'd love to cover that.
Yeah.
Product creation. We've created a lot of products in different niches. Outsourcing and finding out price points. What would that mean? Oh, maybe outsourcing, like getting someone else to create the product for you?
Right.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, we'd love to cover that. It's definitely something we've done.
Yeah. I actually know a full method for that I learned from my previous mentor boss. We created a lot of products and we didn't fully outsource them, but I know that his system was built for outsourcing the content. So
yeah, we definitely can help you do that. How to sell $500 to $1,000 offer in a non-money making niche.
But definitely the most important part again is knowing what they want and giving it to them.
Yeah, it's a lot of market research. I think what he also said, finding out price points, definitely helps to see what other people are already selling. Not that you have to copy what other people are selling, their price points, but it's a good starting point. And the more dialed in you get, the more you can raise your prices actually and charge more if you know that it's really helping people and it's more valuable than what you're asking for.
This song that's playing in the background is Nomad by Iron Maiden. So it's like Nomad.
Yeah. So, all right, Steve, we were talking about Facebook. Daniel, what aspects of your funnel do you test first? Are you working in several niches? Yes, working in several niches. I guess the one we're on this video for right now would be like making money online, specifically email marketing, people that want to do that kind of business. I learned all of this in the dating and self-improvement niches. So how to get a date, how to be more confident, how to get a girlfriend, how to make someone love you, how to become confident, action-taking kind of person, you know, like that kind of coaching. Huge niche. If you guys have ever sold affiliate products on ClickBank, you've probably seen our work at some point. We're all over there. Let's see. I have worked with others who do fitness stuff, which is pretty cool. They had like a weight training program and, you know, like the how to get shredded, get a six-pack type of stuff.
We're also friends with a lot of marketers here in Austin. It's actually, there's a huge community of internet marketers in Austin. So we know a lot of people in a lot of niches as well.
Yes, so many. It's ridiculous. So yeah, we're working in multiple niches. What aspect of your funnel do you test first? Well, I guess the whole funnel, and that, by the way, Daniel, that depends on if you're running paid traffic or not. If I'm running paid traffic, the first thing I'm just testing is ads. You know, where's my market? What ads will they respond to? How do I target them? You know, can I get a good campaign going? And I'll be sending to an opt-in. That's the next step. Because I want to grow a list. That's the whole name of the game, is grow a list, convert them to customers. So I'll be sending to an opt-in. So the next thing I want to test is that opt-in. Nothing too crazy on the page, but just the actual opt-in itself. Like, is this desirable?
Right.
Is this something that these people want to click on and download and actually give me their email for? And from there, I might fine-tune the headline or the presentation on the page. But really, it's just, is this valuable to them? Do they want it? After that, some people just build a list and launch things. That's kind of what we're doing right now, which is we don't sell right away.
I wanted to say something real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
So you're talking about the opt-in, and we keep talking about, like, you need to have something that they really, really want,
Mm-hmm.
and you might just think that you're just supposed to guess until you find it.
Ah.
But we actually have a process for that, which we're going to talk about in the course.
Yeah.
I used to just guess.
Right.
That's terrible. It's a big waste of time. You know, or trying to be clever, trying to come up with, like, all right, I'm just going to, you know, what I think they really want is this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, there's a process to it. It's repeatable in any niche, and you can actually get to what they actually want.
Yeah, and actually the beauty of that process, which we're going to teach you guys in the email ignition formula, it's probably after you build the landing page and the list and everything, the first thing you got to do is get a good opt-in. And we're going to teach you that formula. So whatever niche you're in, you don't have to guess. You don't have to spend a long time or a lot of money creating like a really elaborate lead magnet or a PDF download.
Yeah.
The beauty is once you get really targeted on what they want, you can just write an opt-in that's a couple paragraphs, and it's super laser targeted, and it's exactly what they want. And the best opt-ins are actually really short. So somebody can take the content, read it, digest it really fast, get that instant gratification, like, wow, I learned something. That was really valuable to me, and it happened fast. And then you immediately hit them with something else, you know, something to buy, like the tripwires you guys were talking about. That would be the next thing I would test if I was doing that model, you know, walk them up the ladder from what ad do they like? What opt-in will they sign up for free? You know, a lot of people don't know this, but the opt-in, when they give your email in exchange, you know, for your free whatever, that's actually the first transaction that you have with them. It's really important. Even though they're not giving you money, it is a transaction. Something is exchanged. So that's important to get right. After that, yeah, whatever it is that you're selling. So if you're doing the, are we connection available? Oh, we're live. We're good. Didn't know if we lost the connection or not. After that, it's just whatever's the next sequence in your business model. So if you've got a funnel, you know, your tripwire offer, and then your main offer, and then your upsell, and then however many more upsells you want after that, just do it in that order. And along the way, the higher, you know, the more people click your ad, the more everything works better. The more people opt in, the more eyes you get on your offers. You know, it's everything from the front comes first. Because that's, you know, if nobody's clicking on your ad, it doesn't matter that you're optimizing your offer and no one's going to see it. You know what I mean? So that's the order that I would test everything in, is from the front, the first contact with your audience, whether it's an ad or a YouTube video or anything
email
else.
Headline.
You know, email headline, exactly. And then work your way back from there.
You got more questions?
Yeah, do you want to go here?
So Viking Marketer says, for paid traffic to use Facebook lead ads. I never have, but my brother's in real estate, and they're running some campaigns, and they actually use those pretty successfully in real estate. So I think they definitely can work. It's just a specific ad format. Actually, when you're using Facebook, if you're doing Facebook traffic, one of the things you need to test is which format. That's like a big weird thing that produces wildly different results, is like the lead. Do you know that? The lead?
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
Okay, there's this one type of ad that's like, basically Facebook collects the lead for you. It's weird. I don't know why they created it, but I've never run those ads though. I always just run like a conversion
website
campaign.
conversion.
Yeah, website conversion
WC.
to you know, optimize for conversions on my website for whatever that is.
Let's see. Want to go bounce
Sure.
back and forth
Yeah.
here?
I'm gonna
Getting a lot of questions. Thanks for all your questions,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks
We're
for
really
hanging out
excited to
with
have you here hanging out with us. Daniel's asking, what's the length of your first test sequence when you send your first batch of email opt-ins? And how many would that be? When I send my first batch of email opt-ins, do you mean like my ad or the actual emails that I'm sending? You know, when I first get people opting into my list, I want to, it's called indoctrination. It sounds kind of crazy, but it just means I want people to figure out exactly who I am and get a feel for that I'm credible and I know what I'm talking about, that I definitely know what they want and I can actually help them. You know, number one is always what's in it for them. You know, is this actually going to help them? So I want to be really upfront with that as soon as someone joins my list so that they know they're in the right place, that this is something that they're glad they signed up for, that there's more coming, that this is a really good place to be on this list. Can't wait to get more information, you know. And let's see. I want them to know that a lot of people are on this list and that they're not alone. You know, whatever their struggles are, whether, you know, I said I learned this in the dating niche, so it's, you know, a lot of guys don't really like talking about their problems with women or confidence, and it's actually really enlightening for them to find out that a lot of people go through the same stuff and they're not alone, and there's actually been so many people that came before them. So I talk about that a lot. Really, I send, I don't know, it's hard to say a length of the sequence, because my sequences are forever. You're on my list, I'll just keep emailing you. But I probably have a good like 3 email sequence at least. When you first join one of my lists in any niche, at least the first 3 emails are for indoctrination. I'm gonna talk about your pain. For those of you guys that missed it too, we've been doing some video trainings on email marketing, and we did one recently on Brad's channel that is some email templates, 7 templates that you can follow to make sales through email. And I'll usually lean very heavily on the pain and desire. Those are the first 2 templates that we talked about, because, you know, people are joining your list not just because they like you or want to hang out, but because they have problems and they need solutions and they don't want to waste time finding it, you know. It's just, imagine if you walked into a drugstore and you had a splitting headache, you were in a lot of pain, and you needed a solution, you know? Like, the first thing I'm going to do when anyone joins my list is make it clear that I've got a solution. Here it is. Here's my offer. I may not pitch it, you know, sell it really hard right away, but I will definitely let people know that there's an offer if they want it. And I will start to build up my own credibility as I'm the guy that can help you. I know what I'm talking about. I can empathize with your pain. I've been there, or I've helped people that have been there. And I know what your desires are. I know what you're looking to achieve. And I'm always going to be making an offer at some point. You know, it's like if you walk into the drugstore with a headache, if they don't help you, if they don't say, hey, here's some painkillers, we have a solution for you, you're going to walk out the door and go to the next store, you know? You got a problem, someone's got to help you. So that's my mentality, and at least the first 3 emails, that's what I'm doing. And then after that, it depends what I'm selling, you know? If it's affiliate offers, I'll just line up like a 7-day sequence for each offer and roll through it. If it's my offer, I'll probably do a launch sequence. There's a lot of different ways to do it, and we're going to cover that all in the program, by the way. Let's see. Richard, 1, will the email ignition formula interface with Brad's Bing training? I think so.
Yeah, actually, the last section, the module, we're going to talk about escape velocity, which is
scaling with paid traffic.
So I'll probably do kind of like an overview of each traffic source that I've used. And but yeah, man, I mean, Bing is a great way to build a list.
Yeah.
Actually, somebody else just asked that on YouTube. Leafcat, can Bing ads get you a highly targeted audience, or is it a bit more broad than other paid ad vehicles? No, it's actually very, very precise. I love Bing because of that. You can laser target people basically by keyword, so it actually gives you more control than a lot of traffic sources, and really high quality. So great question. And yeah, Richard, we're going to talk about paid traffic, but not even just Bing, because I've spent a lot of money over the years on YouTube ads, Google AdWords, and
Facebook ads. We'll probably cover all of those.
Yeah.
Bing, YouTube, Google, Facebook.
Well, yeah.
So yeah. Also, he's asking, how do I get a Rebel Fortune t-shirt? Are they just for the site? Or just for the elite? They're for everyone, man. We actually started a while ago tinkering around with e-commerce. There's a business model called print on demand where you design t-shirts or anything else that you can print on. And there's like a website app, a whole system that will print and fulfill a t-shirt or a poster or a hat or anything else. And you just upload the design and then they ship it to you. So we made our own little store just to tinker around and learn. So I'll show you guys a link to our e-commerce store. And yeah, you can absolutely buy one of these shirts. We're actually planning on making a lot of like posters and stuff as well, like motivational entrepreneur type stuff or just cool stuff that we like. So yeah, thanks for asking.
How about this?
We'll make
Richard,
that available.
If you join the email program, we'll send you a t-shirt.
Hell yeah. We'll send you guys a shirt if you join. Also, we were just talking before this live. We thought it would be really cool to set up some kind of challenge at some point, especially for people that join the program. As you know, when you get to your first 1,000 subscribers, it's a really big milestone. And you know, maybe we'll make that a shirt too. Like, hey, if you get to 1,000 subscribers from nothing, or like, you know, from wherever you started to 1,000, that's a big milestone. We got to celebrate that with you, and we'll send you a shirt or maybe a cool poster or something. We'll come up with something. So keep an eye out for that.
I know our friend Freedom Hustler, he just posted on his Facebook. We're Facebook friends.
Nice.
And he celebrated. I just really, really appreciate this. If you do watch this video, I know that you're going to be incredibly successful because of the way that you did this. Mm-hmm. He posted a celebration of his first 100 subscribers on YouTube, and he was like, you know, I know it's not that much, but it's working, and someday it's gonna get better. And he just has, I mean, if you're watching, you just have a great attitude. You're celebrating your victories along the way. You know that you're going to go to bigger places, but I just love the way that you did that. It wasn't braggy. It was humble. It was appreciative. And seriously, dude, like once you get to 100, like I remember when I got to my first 100 subscribers on YouTube, and that was definitely the hardest 100 to get. Seriously, like a lot of people say that, but it really is. After that, it starts to build faster and faster. If you keep working at it, keep putting things into the YouTube machine. Mm-hmm. So anyways, I just want to like celebrate Freedom Hustler because that's awesome. That was a cool.
Congrats on 100 subscribers.
Yeah,
and I like that you're saying that too. You know, business is hard. There's so many ups and downs, but it is really important to focus on and celebrate your victories, even if they're small. Someone told me this a long time ago, and it just really stuck. And I think about it often. He just said, "What you appreciate appreciates." And you know, if you want to have success, then when you do, you got to really celebrate it and focus on it. Otherwise, you might stop having it. Let's see. Let's see here. All right, we got Daniel. He was talking about emails in the sequence, and how many people do you send through the email sequence to test? Everyone that joins, you know? I only have like one sequence for when you join my list in any niche, you know? I have so many different lists at this point, but they're all basically the same pattern. You join the list, you're going to get hit with this sequence, and everybody that joins goes through the same initial autoresponder. And then from there, depending on the business model, I might segment them off into different categories. It really depends. In one of my businesses right now, when someone joins my dating list, they'll go through a sequence that's like 50 days long. And the first the first week, I'm emailing twice a day, and there's a system to it. And I've just fine-tuned that based on watching the data over the years and figuring out like what they respond to. But right now, if you join my list for this, for example, for Rebel Fortune, I've only got like one email up to welcome you to the list and tell you what this is about. And the rest will come together probably as we develop this course. And, you know, the more videos that we do and the more we learn about you guys and how we can help you the best. This is a new niche for me, like actually teaching how to do these skills. So when I'm first learning that, I'm really kind of experimenting and figuring out, like, what does this market really need? You know, like, you guys are our market for this. What do you need? What's actually going to help you? What type of business do you run? What type of marketer are you? What's your experience? What offers do you want to sell? Like, how much do you know or not know? And the more I learn, the more that email sequence will kind of develop itself. So there really is no, like, cut and dried answer to that, but at the bare minimum, set up like 2 to 3 emails that really hit on the main pain points and the desires and whatever it is that you're selling, just to put your best stuff up front. And, you know, when someone first joins your list, they're the most interested. You know, when you look at open and click rates over time, day one, it'll be like 80% or 90%. Like, so they just opted in and everybody wants to open an email and see the first one. Then the next day it'll be 40. And the next day it'll be 30, and then it'll come down like this, and it'll kind of level off over time. So right in the beginning, like when people are still really hot to open and read, put your best stuff up there, and it's the best chance that you have to sell something if you've got it.
So Vincent says, "Hey guys, congrats on launching. Thank you very much. Your program. I got a question. What are your top 3 favorite books on copy/email/marketing?"
Great question.
Mick Chrono said, "Is this live?" Yes, it is live.
Yes, we're live. Ask us anything. Okay, so that's a really good question.
Top 3 books on marketing and copywriting.
Looking at our shelf here.
I really want to hear Connor's answers, to be honest. I mean, I've read a lot of them, but
so copywriting, I actually haven't read a lot of like mainstream books on it. I paid a lot for like programs, like training courses.
Right.
So the ones that I've learned the most from for copywriting. When I was just getting started, I read a lot of Ben Settle's material. He's a really good email copywriting guy. I got this really awesome book by John Carlton. I think it's called Secrets of a Marketing Renegade or something. And then probably just the best marketing books as like a collective are probably just all Dan Kennedy's books. If you guys don't know about Dan Kennedy, he's like the freaking godfather of direct marketing, but his books are really good, especially the ones on I think there's one called The Ultimate Sales Letter, which is just incredible. The time management one was really good. But yeah, Dan Kennedy's stuff, John Carlton, great for copywriters.
I'm gonna go with Jeff Walker here.
There you go.
The Product Launch Formula, or actually just his book Launch. I think it's like the best book on marketing I've ever read.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's very, very, it's just awesome. It's, yeah, very good.
Let us know what kind of books you guys are reading. You know,
Yeah.
if you've got any recommendations. Let's see. Richard says, indoctrination. I thought I was listening to Frank Kern. That's probably where we
That
learned
was
it from.
the first person I learned any marketing from back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah.
Steve Pierce, what's a good opt-in rate for a squeeze page? As I have an ad on Bing that's getting 8.25 click-through rate and just need to get my opt-in rate up as my clicks are costing 50 cents per click. Awesome. And I'm in the UK. Any advice? So what's a good opt-in rate for a squeeze page? There's really no answer. There's no one answer for that, because a good opt-in rate is just one part of your entire business system. So really the only thing that actually matters is, what are you paying to get a lead and what is it worth to you? And at what point will you make money from that lead? And the way that you measure that is just cost to acquire a lead, and value of that lead in your list. So if you're getting 50 cents per click, that's awesome. You're probably getting a lot of opt-ins with, he said 8.25% click-through rate.
Click-through rate is great.
That sounds great, yeah. But you can't really answer what's a good opt-in rate until you know what that's all worth to you in your business. So track that all the way to what are you selling? If you're sending straight to a landing page, you know, how many people buy, and what's your overall, like if you send 1,000 clicks, how many of those buy? What's the value of that sale? And really you just want to measure start to finish. What did you pay to acquire a lead and what are they worth to you? And as long as they're worth more than what you paid, you've made a profit. And a good opt-in rate is just going to be one piece of that puzzle. So obviously you want your opt-in rate to be as high as possible. There really is no like this number is good. But you can, you know, let's say you were selling like $1,000 program. you might have a lower opt-in rate, but if your sale is worth so much, you might not have to convert as many people to make your money back. So it really, if you're running paid ads, you need to know how that fits into the whole system of what did you pay to acquire that lead and how much money did you make from them and how many days did it take? You know, if you're doing an email sequence, let's say you've got a 10-day email sequence selling one offer and you're buying ads to opt in, and then for the next 10 days, you're going to email them a different email about that offer and you're going to measure the response. So you've got your ad click-through rate, you've got the opt-in rate, and then you've got the open and click rate on every single email, and all those things can get really confusing, but at the end of the day, you paid some money to get a person on your list, and you made some money at some point. All you really need to know is how much did you pay and what did you earn. And if you notice along the way that you're not making a profit or not making enough profit, then you can kind of break down, all right, where's the break in the chain? You know, is it my ad click-through rate? Is no one clicking? Is it a lot of people are clicking, but nobody's opting into my list? Or is it my opt-in's good and a lot of people are joining, but nobody's opening the first email? You know, like you can kind of diagnose where you can improve, but man, you could have a low opt-in rate, and if you're still making money, it doesn't matter. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
I would also add from the ad side, you can improve your opt-in rate by simply optimizing your keywords. So like if you're running to an opt-in page, you have the luxury of tracking within Bing itself. So you can actually see in Bing which keywords are creating conversions, in this case, an opt-in. So, I mean, always make sure your tracking is awesome, but you should know exactly which keywords and even which search queries are generating your conversions, your opt-ins. So you can start eliminating the ones that are too high. You know, maybe some leads are costing you $100 to get one opt-in. We'll just cut that keyword. But then other ones are costing you 10 cents per opt-in. So your opt-in rate, when you're running paid traffic, your opt-in rate can be flexible to the traffic as well. Like Connor said, there's all these different pieces. That's why I call it like before the click, during the click, and after the click. There's different pieces that you can optimize. So that's another place to check out.
Right on. Yeah, that's a good point. You know, Steve says, am I okay to send my group and funnel when set up fully for you guys to critique? Yeah, share
totally.
it in the group. Share it in the Facebook group. You know, post it up. Say, what do you guys think? We'll tell you what we think that you could improve, and probably a lot of other people in the group as well, which is awesome. Let's see. Steve says, do you sell every day or send value emails then sell? That's a great question, and it depends on the business model. In my dating business, I sell every day. Actually, I sell twice a day, every day. But I'm in control of the product. You know, I've created products for that niche. I know exactly what has been working. I have a lot of experience. When I sell affiliate products, I might do once a day. And let's see, we're creating a product right now. And before we can sell, you know, let's say email ignition formula, we plan on, you know, there's a big discount for the launch right now because we want you guys, you know, to make it a total no-brainer for you to join if you're interested. But at the end of, you know, once we fully develop this program, we plan on selling it for $1,000 at least. And so I'm not going to sell that every day and just hammer it over email. I am going to take maybe 2 to 3 days and go through a launch cycle where I will build up the value of why you need it. You know, it's a lot harder to get someone to say yes to that $1,000, but I guess, what was I trying to say? Oh yeah, if I'm selling something that is a big investment that someone really needs to think about and really understand the full value of it, and that depends on what market you're in too. You know, there's some markets where $1,000 is cheap, and that's actually like a tripwire. There's some markets where $100 is expensive, and that's really hard to sell, you know? So it kind of depends on the market and what prices are working. But let's say I wanted to sell a $1,000 product. I'd probably spend at least 3 days building up the value of it and kind of teaching them about the problem. You know, like you were saying, do you send value emails? I do, but not just for the sake of value, for the sake of building the value of what I want to sell. So a lot of people, which I think is a big mistake, send what they call goodwill emails, which is just like free content that is in no way pitching anything and is not trying to sell anything because they want people to trust them. I know why they do it, because they want their list to trust them and they don't want their list to get sick of getting sales pitches all the time. And I personally just think those people don't know how to sell, you know, because if you know how to sell, it's not about hyping up the offer and banging people in the head with it and saying, you got to buy this now, it's such a big deal. That does get annoying. But when you actually understand, like Brad was saying, like the needs of your market, what people care about, what their real problems are that actually matter to them, and how you can help them. Is that your phone ringing?
No, it's this chat app.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay, cool.
I'll turn the sound off.
When you actually understand that stuff, I will send maybe 3 value emails, but it's not just value for the sake of value. It's value for the sake of, let me teach you a little bit about this problem and why it's so bad and what's going to happen if you don't solve it, and show you that I understand it. Let me talk about, you know, why this one thing that I'm talking about is the solution. You know, if it's email marketing, well, before you can buy my $1,000 email marketing problem, I need to show you why an email list is so valuable. I need to show you what it could do for your life. I need to show you that it's relevant right now and that this is important. So all of the value emails that I'm setting up before the sale are really, well, Jeff Walker has a great term for that. He calls it a sideways sales letter. So instead of doing a whole sales pitch, you can take the first half of the sales pitch before you make the offer and break it into chunks. And on day 1, you'll talk about this great opportunity. And on day 2, you'll tell a story about how painful it can be when you have this problem. And on day 3, you'll teach them the solution, which is amazing. And by the time they go through that, they'll understand exactly what your offer is and why they need it, and they'll be in like a prime position to buy it if you've targeted them right and they're who you want. But yeah, in other niches, I sell every day. So it really does depend on like what you're selling. And share with us if you want, like what are you selling, what's your business model and all that. Phil says magnetic marketing rocks. I'm guessing that's a book because we were talking about books. Yeah. Do you know that one?
No, I've never read it.
I'm going to check it out right now. See if it's on Amazon. Richard, I wrote the copy for yesterday's The Deal of the Day on Warrior Plus. I love writing sales copy and sales psychology. Right on, man. What's Warrior Plus?
Warrior Plus is part of the Warrior Forum, which is like the original forum for internet marketers. And Warrior Plus is a platform they have, kind of like ClickBank, where you can create a product and sell it in their marketplace. Cool.
That's awesome, Richard. Yeah, we love writing sales copy and all that psychology as well. I'm going to look up your copy if you want. Yesterday's Deal of the Day. We'll look it up and check it out, man. That's awesome. Let us know how that's doing or if people are buying it.
Oh, I think you might have shared that in one of the chats. It looked, if that was, I didn't get that was yours. I didn't look at it. I thought you were just recommending it. But cool. We'll definitely check that out.
Let's see. How broad are your keywords, and do you send traffic to content? That's for you.
Keywords can be very broad. No, I don't send to content. I'm guessing you're saying like a blog, like article or something. If you're buying traffic, it should be going to an opt-in or a sales piece, either one, but not to content. It's kind of like the value emails that you said, like,
right,
or the what are they? Would you say they call
goodwill
emails? Yeah. The only time people send to content is when it converts well. So they're usually doing like a pre-sell landing page that just looks like content. It's kind of like the old advertorial model.
Exactly.
Where if you ever read a magazine on a plane, there's a lot of articles in those magazines that will say this is not this is actually an advertisement.
But they're really smart. They know that no one wants to read an ad, so they make it look like a blog article or a magazine article.
So some people do that with paid traffic because it converts better. So always do what converts better. But yeah, don't just send a content for no reason. That's a pretty good waste of money generally. So you want to be collecting leads or selling something if you're sending. How broad are your keywords? I actually usually start pretty broad and then work my way down in specificity. But you can also, if you're on a super budget, I cover both of these in my Bing Ads Bootcamp. But you know, if you're on a smaller budget, you might want to start with really focused stuff and then build your way out. But I usually start with pretty broad keywords just to see where the keywords are at, see what the niche is at. Best ads, budget, and traffic source for the MMO and fitness niche, low to mid-ticket offers. I will say that fitness can be pretty tough because it's so competitive. I've never really had much success cracking into that niche, at least if you're talking like weight loss. I guess I haven't really tried. Actually, I know somebody who is in I won't say what it is, but a previous customer in the Bing Ads Bootcamp was in a health niche that it was fitness, but in a way that I've never heard of, and it's really successful, and he was doing really, really well on Bing. But it's not the typical keywords that everybody's searching for. So I'm not really sure. Make money online. I mean, they're all very competitive.
Broad.
You're going after some super competitive niches if you actually pick the keywords that people want.
So he's saying just traffic source in general. So maybe it's not even like PPC, like pretty broad. I mean, I've been buying Facebook ads for make money online.
Yeah, I guess we're in the make money online niche. I mean, I honestly probably even better to start out is just building like the free traffic wildfire, like building up a Facebook group and actually building a relationship. And then when you recommend those products, people will trust it. That's something that I didn't want to do before. I was kind of lazy with my marketing. I didn't want to like interface with people personally, but I've realized that it's not only fun because I get to meet you guys and hang out with you, but it's also just more effective for selling. I mean, you
get way more targeted on what people want and what they're talking about. I'd say I'm no traffic expert, but I've definitely been buying ads on Facebook for MMO stuff. I've seen people buy ads on Facebook for fitness. Instagram is actually huge for fitness right now.
Yeah.
So that would be like a subset of Facebook ads. You can do placements on Instagram. If you can just look at what some top fitness celebrities are doing on Instagram, like there's a ton of that because it's a very visual thing. Instagram, it's all pictures or video. And what's big in that niche is, ripped guys with their shirt off because that's just obvious results. Like, don't you want to look like this? Or the same thing with girls, look at her butt, look how fit she is. And also the whole before and after transformation. That's a really compelling photo of this is what I used to look like and I lost all this weight and now I'm here, So that's all over Instagram, which is buying ads on there. I don't know AdWords or Bing at all, but they've been around forever, obviously.
AdWords, don't go there for fitness and make money online until you're more sophisticated with ads.
Okay.
Like, they're more on top of just banning. I mean, they're not that scary.
Kind of
yeah, they just won't approve. You can get your account suspended for sending to like things that they deem unworthy of their traffic.
Okay.
So I would start with Bing almost always.
Okay.
I think it's the best for if you're gonna do one of those niches, and I'm assuming affiliate stuff. I would start with Bing because Facebook too. If they don't like the offers that you're sending traffic to, or if you don't do it in a like clever enough way, then you can get your whole account banned as well. So always start with Bing. Oh, we had our first troll in our chat, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, you're looking over here.
Oh, Lord.
We haven't, everybody that we've interacted with, and same with when I did the Bing Ads Bootcamp launch, everybody's been so cool. I was like, I thought there were going to be more like troll people, but we got our first troll earlier on the chat. So it means we're doing something right. By the way, if you're building an audience, especially, free traffic wildfire, as if you join the email ignition formula, and we're gonna help you build an audience, build a list. Like, you're doing something right if you start to attract so many people that you also get some weirdos.
Yeah, it's how it goes.
Just keep that in mind.
Yeah. Thanks for your questions, guys.
Yes.
Keep them coming. Let's see. Daniel, great questions, man. He's saying, can we churn and burn list to get cash positive first and not really play the long game with some lists or niches? I don't really like the term churn and burn, and it's not that any moral reason. Like if it's good for you, you want to be cash positive, and if you can make that work. One thing you'll find with email lists is deliverability and spam complaints. If you're churning and burning, like you're trying to get a list quick and hammer them with offers to try and make money, if you're really targeted and you have the right offer and you speak to them the right way, sure, that'll totally work. But you will burn a list out really fast, and the IPs that you send from, or the services that you use to email, the URL that you're mailing from, like for those of you that are total beginners to email marketing, you're not, when we talk about building an email list and mailing them, we're not actually mailing from like our personal Gmail account or something like that. We set up an email from a domain that we own, and then we go into our autoresponder. We're using ConvertKit, but people use, Aweber, GetResponse, or whatever, and they send emails on our behalf from a domain. And if you're churning and burning, like gathering emails real quick, especially, usually with that strategy, you're going to be single opting in, so they haven't confirmed, which means you don't know if they're a quality email or not, or if they're actually interested. It's just riskier. You might get banned or shut down. You might wind up in the spam folder a lot more than you realize. It's 2018 or 2019. Gmail and other email inbox providers, they just get smarter and smarter with their spam filters. And they're, if you're doing the churn and burn thing, like get a list, sell, try to make money and move on, they're pretty wise to that. And so you're going to just have to be really, really good at the marketing. But yeah, technically you could do that. You're not going to keep that list for very long. And autoresponder services are not going to want to have you on their platform. They'll kick you off,
Yeah.
If you get enough spam complaints, the threshold's pretty low for someone like GetResponse or ConvertKit or Aweber. They're sending your emails through a shared IP with all their other customers. And if you start churning and burning, you're going to be a risk for them. They're going to cancel you immediately. But there's probably cheaper providers that do that. Or if you're tech savvy, and you have your own servers, maybe you have a workaround for that. You're just playing, it's a lot more risky strategy. I wouldn't recommend it, but I'm not saying it wouldn't work. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it could definitely work if you, opt in and then right away you just hit them with the best converting offer in the niche or whatever. But yeah, your deliverability is going to go down over time, and so fewer and fewer people will see your messages, and you might get kicked off.
Yeah, I mean, something that's kind of sad. I told a story in one of our first videos about email last week about some clients I used to work with, and they were running these multi-million-dollar companies. They had a huge email list, but in reality, because they burned their list out for just bad practices and too much aggressive mailing, too much spammy type stuff, their list was probably 400,000 or 500,000 people. But the actual percentage of people that were getting the emails that I was writing and opening them were like 30,000. So a vast majority of the list that they had built was pretty much unusable because they burned it out. So keep that in mind.
We had a question from Viking Marketer. He said, or he or she, don't know. Also, do you think mailing frequency differs based on if it's a hobby niche or say more like a pain niche? Example, fitness, weight loss, and dating.
No, I don't think it matters. What matters is just, are you dialed in on what they want to hear? I mean, hobbies, we just did a video the other day on this woodworking, which is a passionate hobby. They can't get enough of it, Right. If you're talking about something that people are passionate about or really interested in, they can't hear enough. They really can't, the more the better. And I know we keep coming back to this, but the more you study that market, whatever it is, and really empathize with their pain and know what their desires are specifically. I mean, we all kind of want the same desires in life, but specifically in that market, what do they really want right now? The more dialed in you get on that, the more they want to hear from you all the time. And, I would mail them at least once a day, if not more.
And think about this. When you get into something, don't you do the same?
Yeah.
I mean, don't you sign up for email lists? Don't you opt in for things? I know I actually worked in the dating industry as well. And when I first got started, when I didn't work in the industry, I was just like a fan, basically. I signed up for everybody's email list, and they all felt like personal friends to me. I opened every email that they sent. So, I mean, just think about that. Like, if you're into hobbies, don't you consume content in those hobbies, and you can't get enough of those either. We're all marketers here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm opting in the marketers list all the time.
Yeah.
I love hearing from Rachel S. Lee. Or Chad Bartlett. They're great. Alex Becker, Dan Brock. Like, I'm happy to open up emails from all of them because I'm learning things from them, and we're all in the same thing together. So
yeah. So yeah, the frequency doesn't really matter what niche it's in. It's just if it's something they're interested in, they want to hear about it.
Viking Marketer says thumbs up. Yes. Also, churn and burn is why people don't want to opt in as much. Very true.
Yeah.
But they're still opting in all day long, every day, in every niche. Sean Cole says, I think the location of the address on your list makes a difference. What do you think? Like your postal address?
Yeah. Can you be more specific, Sean? Like the email address? Like, because we were just talking about like IPs and sending stuff.
Yeah.
That definitely has an effect, but that's why we go with big services like ConvertKit, because they've got a lot of would you call it tier 1 or just high quality? Like they're sending from really high quality servers with good IPs that are proven to get into the inbox, not the spam folder or the promotions folder, but like exactly where you want your message to be. I'm not that tech savvy either, so I can't really answer like the most tech questions.
But your domain that you're sending from, like if we send an email from Connor@rebelfortune.com, it's going through ConvertKit, but ConvertKit's keeping track, or somebody's keeping track of rebelfortune.com.
Right. Yes.
So yes, Sean,
that does matter.
The email address that you use does matter, and each email address has its own, or each domain, I think, has its own reputation.
Yes, it's like domain reputation. That's what we're talking about.
So even if you're using ConvertKit, they're still, testing out your domain to see how's your domain doing.
Yeah. Let's see here. Daniel says, I'm getting into the product launch space in Warrior Plus and looking to build lists of low ticket offers in the IM space and building a buyer subscriber list. That's freaking awesome, man.
Cool.
Keep us posted on how that goes. Share whatever you need to in the Facebook group, and we'll see if we can help you out. And I hope we see you inside the program and we can really dive deep on your business and just take it apart and build it back up. But that's a great space to be in. Richard replying to Daniel, for the IM niche, that's the only way to make money. And he was saying, building a list of offers and building a buyer subscriber list. Hell yeah. Thanks, Richard. Phil says, hear you on that, Brad. Yep. Richard, I got banned from Facebook ads. Facebook does not support your business model. Do you know why? Like what were you doing right before they banned you? It's usually, that's one of the sucky things about Facebook is that they'll just ban you and you don't know why, and you can't really get it back without you can, but it takes a lot of effort. Whereas at least like Google will work with you. Tell us like more about why. But also I feel for you, man. It sucks when Facebook just slaps you and you're like, what the fuck? I thought it was working, If you're doing straight up affiliate offers in certain niches, that is definitely something that would get you banned on Facebook. All our friends in the dating niche have tried to run Facebook ads, and all of them have been banned because they're running ads to dating clickbank offers, which are super racy and adult. And even the PG-13 stuff, Facebook knows what it is. They know that niche, and they're like, nope, can't do it. The cool thing is, if you run traffic, not to an offer that's banned on Facebook or anything else, but just to a really clean opt-in page that has nothing to do with the offer that may or may not be banned, once they're on your email list, you can sell them anything you want. Facebook cannot control your email list. They can help you build it, and you can use that to opt in people and build a list, and from there you have so much more control. And we talked about this in one of our videos this week. One of the really little known or little talked about benefits of having your own email list is you own it and you control it, and nobody can take it away from you. But Facebook, your audience on Facebook, or your ad campaigns on Facebook, your ads on Google, your YouTube channel, is awesome as that is, you don't own it. Google and Facebook own that completely, and you're just borrowing it from them, and they can cancel you anytime they want. It's not always a concern, but it happens more than you think. It's definitely happened to Richard, which sucks.
It's happened to me too.
It's happened to me.
Got an account banned.
You know, you think it's not going to happen to you. I was running clean stuff too. You know?
Yeah,
but
that's what they all say.
Yep, exactly. They all say that. It's usually certain niches that are just really profitable, but also kind of over the line with what Facebook thinks is okay. So dating, any kind of supplement, any kind of, I don't know if fitness is okay or not. It depends on the offer, maybe. Anything at all adult, or dating is like borderline adult, even though it's not. It looks like it is.
So here's a good way to think about it, though. We were talking about this earlier. We're talking about, you know, we're making products in the make money online niche, I guess. But what's something that you could, that nobody would have a problem with, that still attracts the same people, but you're speaking to, you're not saying like how to lose 12 pounds in 3 days or whatever, which is the most gratifying thing. But what about, you know, a top 10 list of the best fitness magazines or something like that, you know, like something that nobody would really have a problem with as an opt-in.
Right.
So like for us, we can send Facebook ads. If we tried to send Facebook ads to a page that was like, you know, make X amount of dollars per day or per month or whatever, we'd get banned. But instead, what are the people that want to make X amount of dollars per day or per month or whatever, what are they also interested in? That's totally fine.
And related to that desire of making that money.
Only those people would be interested in it, right? So for us, we started talking about opt-in rates because people, all of us, everybody here, we're all marketers, and only marketers wouldn't even know what an opt-in rate is. But if you say like, oh, how to get better opt-in rates, only marketers are going to be attracted, and Facebook's not going to have any problem with it. Google's not going to have any problem with it. You're just saying, hey, I'm going to help you get better opt-ins. You're not saying, you know, make $1,000 a day from home doing nothing or whatever. So, and then once you can think about it that more creatively.
Exactly. And then once you opt them in, go ahead and send them to the make $1,000 a day.
They're still the same people that want to make $1,000 a day. It's just you're playing by Facebook's rules. So you're appeasing the Facebook gods or the Google gods and saying, hey, Google, I just want to help people get better opt-in rates. So you can think about it more creatively.
Yeah, and I think certain niches have different like trigger words or phrases that Facebook and Google pick up on, like weight loss, you know, make money, free. You know, there are certain words, and we have a whole list in the program we'll share with you guys of spam trigger words. That just, if you say too many of these words in the wrong ways, your emails won't get delivered, and it's probably pretty related to what Google will ban you for too. Let's see. Steve
got
says,
lots of questions. Thanks so much for hanging out and asking questions.
Appreciate the questions, guys. Steve says, do you recommend single or double opt-in? I personally do single opt-in on almost all my lists because your list is going to grow a lot faster. You know, the main concept is the more actions you require people to take to join your list, the lower your conversion rate, because some people just won't confirm. You know, a lot of people will not go into their email inbox to confirm that they want to receive info. The ones that do are gold. They're high quality, and it's really, you know, if you want to do this email marketing system that we're giving you guys, and you want it to be 100% like safe, you want it the lowest possible risk and the highest quality customers, you do double confirmed opt-in, because that's going to tell that person's email provider, like their Gmail or Yahoo or whatever they use for email, when they confirm your email, they're basically saying, it's cool, Google, I want this, send it to me, don't put it in spam. And that's good for your deliverability, for your domain reputation. But your list will grow a lot slower.
I've never used double opt-in.
Yeah, and I haven't either.
If you try it, you'll see how it's minuscule.
It's
the amount of people who will
it
actually activate. I guess the only way is like the old school, like force them to activate to get their freebie. But even then, people's attention span is so small. They don't know. They just opted into something, and then they're like, you know what? I don't need it that bad.
Our entire opt-in strategy is just, how fast can I give this person the gratification of what they're looking for and move them into an offer or an email? So it's click, read this short thing that you're really going to love, and then, hey, here's an offer. You don't. We just like to do things fast. The concept is called friction. You want to reduce friction. You want them to not have to think about so many things as they go through your funnel, your opt-in. The more things they have to think about, the lower your conversion is going to be.
You know, it just struck me that what you just said is like a better way of thinking. I think what Daniel was trying to say with churn and burn is basically that. Like, how can I don't want to wait to sell, but we're never going to recommend that you wait to sell. You can sell immediately on the page after. And if it's a good offer that person's really interested in, you can make conversions day 0, you know, day 1, whatever.
Yeah.
So don't, I guess that it just struck me that what you just said, I was like, oh yeah, of course, that's the way to do it. Sell immediately right on the page. But just a kind of like a better mindset, I guess.
Yeah, I guess churn and burn sounds like low level, like what a lot of shitty marketers do.
Yeah.
And not saying you're a shitty marketer. I think I get what you're asking.
Yeah. He's just saying,
how fast can I sell?
How fast can I sell?
I want to
immediately.
He wants to be cash positive. I totally get that. But churn and burn, like you don't want to burn a list.
Right.
What we're saying is we do sell very fast. We do want to make cash. We want to be cash flow positive as fast as possible. But the right way to do that we found is to find the exact opt-in and offer that's just so perfectly in alignment with what your prospect is looking for and what they want that they just flow right through it really fast. And yeah, they will. The churn part for sure. They just flow right through. They buy. They don't think about it. But also, if you do it like that, you're not going to burn your list. They're going to be really happy because you're giving them what they really want. And that just honestly takes research and testing. Let's see. Steve also lost his account on Facebook ads. We're all in that boat, man. Let's see. With your tactics, hard work, and a decent budget, how long can we get profitable as an... I'm guessing he says like how long until we can get profitable as a newbie to email marketing. In more niche down topics, say dating for Asian men in the USA, just an example. That's a really interesting question. You're asking great questions, guys. Really appreciate it. I'd say with our tactics, hard work, and a decent budget, you can be profitable in the first month, if not less. I mean, I don't want to make you guys any promises because I don't know you or your experience level. We're going to do everything we can to help you, but we really can't guarantee that you'll ever be profitable. There's just no one that can guarantee that. But I'd be shocked if, good tactics, hard work, a good budget. I'd be shocked if you implemented our strategy and you weren't profitable by the first month. I'd be pretty shocked. And we're going to be helping you guys in the program too. So it's not going to be just a class that we deliver and hand off to you. We're going to need your help participating. So anyone that joins the program, we're going to take our formula, which we're going to give to you, and then also customize extra classes or extra information so that it's tailored to your business and your experience to give you just the absolute best shot at getting profitable as fast as possible. And he was talking about in more niche down topics like dating for Asian men in the US. That's a really tight target, And if you know how to target those people, probably not on Facebook if it's dating, unless you had a really clean opt-in.
And probably not on Bing or AdWords because it's so... Nobody's going... I don't think people are going to a search engine and saying dating for Asians.
Guys. But if you could find Asian guys who you could reach with that message with an ad, or maybe there's an audience that you already know about, or maybe some free groups that you could talk about. I've been in dating for a long time. I've seen people with that angle. It totally works. So here's the problem about getting too niche down. That's extremely niche down. There's going to be a ceiling on how many people are in that audience. It's just not that broad of an audience. So even if you knew exactly how to target Asian men in the US that want dating advice, you're going to run out of leads at some point. The pool is just too small. What I know works in dating. By the way, if you're doing dating offers, I'd love to work with you. It's what I do best. Happy to share all my info with you. But what works best in dating is just general how to get a girlfriend, how to make a girl chase you, how to turn a girl on, like general how to get a girl type of offers. That's we could talk more in depth on like how to get more specific about that. But there's only so many Asian men that care about dating, and it's just so niche down that you're too small. I'd broaden it back up. I'd say the most niche down in dating that still works, but it's still targeted, is like how to do online dating or texting, which is a subset of dating, like a category. That works really well, but really you want to go like the dating niche is already niched down enough. Like that's pretty broad. And that could be if you were building like a personal brand in dating. You know, we know guys that do this. We know guys that build a personal brand as like the Asian dating coach, you know? But I wouldn't make that like the theme of my offer.
That's the best way. I mean, just by existing, that person is communicating the core desire to that audience.
Exactly. But I wouldn't target that as like the only people that I want to buy my offer.
Right.
You know,
right.
The Asian, what is it, Asian Playboy?
Asian Playboy, yeah.
Yeah, he still teaches white guys and black guys, and you know, he teaches not just Asian dudes. You know, but he is an Asian dude, and so he attracts that type of audience. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Daniel, do you incorporate websites, YouTube channels, and other digital assets during your sequences?
Yeah.
So many good questions, man.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. And the answer is yeah, we do. We're on Facebook Live right now, on YouTube Live right here, and we've emailed our lists to say, hey, we're live, you know, so email, Facebook, YouTube. I don't personally like Instagram, but if I did, I'd be using that too. Don't know anything about Snapchat for marketing. Let's see. What other mediums are we missing here? Blog, if you had a blog.
Yeah, I have a blog.
We actually found a really cool system for growing a YouTube channel and an email list kind of at the same time in like a synergistic sort of way. Because we found that when you send traffic to your YouTube video, YouTube really likes that you're sending them viewers. And so they'll actually go out and spread your video organically to a lot more people. So if we send 100 people to YouTube, they'll probably find us about 100 new people to watch that video. And if it's a good video, even more. And so as we're building YouTube channels, which fits into like our launches, our personal brand, just establishing that we're talking about email and we actually know what we're talking about. Here's information. As we do that stuff, we're using our YouTube to grow our email lists, which is the free traffic method we talked about. And then once you're on our email list, we're going to push you back to YouTube to grow the YouTube channel. And they kind of help grow each other more than either one would grow on their own. It's pretty cool.
So we're actually going to talk about that in the course, but it's a secret. We weren't going to reveal it, but how to create this like insane perpetual machine of traffic.
Exactly.
So,
and once you get those things going,
they all grow.
Like honestly, we looked at our email subscribers the other day, like right before we went live, and we're like, how the hell did we get 82 new subscribers yesterday? It was from a YouTube video.
Yeah.
We just hit on something people really wanted with these templates. A lot of people signed up, and at this point, I don't know where they're all coming from. We've just put so much stuff out there, and it's all tied together. You know? All the YouTube videos are tied to each other, to the Facebook group. The Facebook group's tied to the email list. Everything is just connected, and they're all growing each other. And at this point, it's kind of out of my control. It's just happening, you know.
And I was just saying right before we went live, I was telling Connor that I'm making sales for I'm a Builderall affiliate, and I'm making sales for Builderall from YouTube videos that I made several months ago that haven't really been making sales for a while, but it's going up because we're putting more traffic into my YouTube and building our lists and sending them back to YouTube, and so it's going back and growing even older videos. So it's crazy. It's so cool. That's what I want to get to. And it's exciting to see that happen, and that's what we want to help you guys get to. That level where it's just like a system that you really can't even control it anymore.
It's a machine.
It's a machine.
It's a machine that you just keep putting gas in, and it starts going faster and faster and faster. And that's why we are using the term escape velocity, because it's just going so fast that it cannot be held back anymore. It's going off like completely as far as you want. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, before we went live today, we were talking about how at this point, so we've told you guys that email is still the best for making sales. People overwhelmingly prefer to be marketed to and to buy things from email versus a YouTube video. In order to make the same sales from a YouTube video, we would need so many more viewers than an email list. That being said, all of these social channels, they're just other ways of talking to people.
Yep.
Like before even the internet existed, before mail existed, people just talked to each other and sold things face to face. This is just an extended way of doing the same thing in a bunch of different ways. And Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff, they all have their own rules and sort of ways of doing things, but they're all just ways of communicating with your audience.
Yep.
Especially video, it's powerful because it's the next best thing to being face to face. You know, we get
You're
to sit here and
basically hanging out
see
with
with
us.
us. Yeah, you see us. You know, and you know, warts and all. We're not like the most polished speakers or anything, but we have valuable information that we want to share and we want to help you. So email's a way of doing that. Video's a way of doing that. Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. They're just different channels for talking to people. And as a marketer overall, you just want to use it all if you can, you know. With it, you know. But if I had to pick one, it would be email.
Right.
Before I knew any of this, I was making great money just by emailing. So
Got a backlog of YouTube comments over here.
let's talk about it.
All right. Viking Marketer says, also, do you think info product sales drops this time of year because of Christmas around this time? Absolutely not.
Yeah, they go up.
I almost like I'm so excited for Q4 that I can't even express. Yeah, this is the best time to be selling stuff. Between November and February, almost every niche skyrockets. January is the highest for self-improvement niches and fitness, weight loss, dating, making money. So basically, if you're doing affiliate marketing, all the big products are going to be selling like crazy in January, but also December. People get into a buying mode just in general. E-commerce skyrockets. I mean,
from Black Friday onwards, it's
Black
just
Friday
a frenzy.
onward for e-commerce is crazy. So you're in the best time to be getting started if you are getting started with any of this stuff. So this is the best time to be selling actually for almost every niche. Viking Marketer says, "Oh yeah, you're right. Obsessed with fishing." I think he was saying when I said when you get into something,
niches,
don't you just like watch all these people on YouTube and stuff. Ram Dali says, "Is email really works?" Yes, it does. We've been talking about that a lot. We're still doing it. Leafcat says, "Does your personal experience with a product with evidence, photos, videos work well, or is a third-person approach better for anecdotal stories of your product working?"
Both. Yeah. But all of those are just ways of adding proof and credibility to whatever you're pitching. So as soon as you make a really good pitch to somebody or a big promise in an offer, like, hey, I'm going to teach you how to make blah, blah, blah money or lose this amount of weight, the very next thing anyone reading or listening to that thinks is bullshit. They want to believe you, but there's always that part of our brain, the bullshit detector, that's like, nah, I don't believe that. And so as soon as you make a claim like that, you want to back it up with some kind of proof, which is why people use, stories, anecdotal evidence, testimonials, images, stats, anything that can prove like, hey, don't just take my word for it. There's actual evidence that this is true. And that's going to just, it all works. There's not one that works better than the other. It really just depends on the context.
All right. Sean says, I mean like a major city as opposed to a poor town. So you were talking about the postal address.
His physical address. Nope.
That makes no difference whatsoever.
No.
People don't really look at it.
Yeah.
No difference.
You do need to have a physical address
legally
in the footer of your email, and whatever autoresponder you sign up for, you'll just tell them your address, and all the emails will be pre-formatted with your physical address on the bottom. If you're not comfortable giving your real address, you can just honestly make one up. Like nobody ever contacts you or calls it.
Probably not legally though.
Yeah.
But you could also just get a P.O. box.
Yeah, P.O. box, or I don't know. We use our apartment, but not like our apartment number.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Like
use your apartment building.
The building, but not the actual number.
Yeah.
Because I don't want anyone to come find me or track me down if I'm mailing like thousands and thousands of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need that legally, and nobody cares where it's from.
Mary L says, "Can we start email marketing with $0?" Yes,
absolutely.
I guess you'll need at least what, $10-15 a month for like an autoresponder service.
Yeah, but they usually offer free trials for a month.
Yeah.
And depending on your business model, MailChimp is free for the first 1,000
subscribers.
MailChimp. Yeah.
As long as you're not doing affiliate marketing.
Yeah, the drawback is you can't do affiliate offers there.
Yeah, good point.
But MailChimp is free for the first 1,000, not sending affiliate offers. If you are sending affiliate offers or you just don't want to use MailChimp, Aweber and GetResponse and probably a lot of others offer the first month free.
Yeah.
And after that, it's minimum is like 10 to 15 a month.
And yeah, with $0, we actually talk about free traffic methods. We're talking about that in our program of how to build your list without paying for ads. So you can definitely start for $0. Sean says, how would you promote CBD oil? Bing ads won't allow this. That's interesting.
I've seen it on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah. There's actually, so that's an interesting one. Technically it's legal, but it's so closely related to the marijuana niche. I'm not an ad expert, but I've definitely seen it working on Instagram. Also, Instagram, there are a lot of people that are into that are on Instagram. It's a big niche, and you may not be able to run like direct paid ads for it, but you can definitely build an organic Instagram following, which is another free traffic method, building an Instagram account and start dropping links to your stuff as the account grows. So there's a whole strategy for doing that.
Or
too.
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube as well.
You could learn YouTube keywords and build. It's probably it's a trending niche right now.
It is definitely a trending niche.
Which brings a lot of attention, and then the rules people, the rules police come in and have to decide what they think about this. Also, Sean, you could think, what I actually don't know much about it, but what is CBD oil for? What does it do? Is it a pain relief thing? I think I've seen that. Yeah. So if it is, then build an opt-in around relieving pain. And then on the next page or through your email, you can promote CBD oil as a solution.
That's a really, really, really good answer. I think it's also for sleep.
Okay. So so
relaxation.
People have problems with sleep. You can target those keywords on Bing all day long, and they're probably massive. Mm-hmm. And then you just opt them in and then talk to them about how this thing can help them sleep.
Yeah.
Tume Products, I don't know how to say your name, so sorry about that. Do you guys think it is better to send people on Facebook groups to your own group or just to my opt-in already?
Both, but if you had to pick one, I'd do your own group. If you're committed to that free traffic strategy that we taught you guys, I would do your own group because it's cool when people see that other people are joining and that there's a little community effect going on. Like, we're talking to our group right here. If you just had to do bare minimum, just send them to your opt-in. But there's something really interesting that happens when a bunch of people on Facebook join a group and then they all start talking to each other, not just to you. Where an email list is really a one-way conversation. You write an email, they read it. But in a Facebook group, it's everyone talking to each other. And there's a cool social proof element to that like, hey, there's other people like me. Maybe I could learn something here. This is really interesting. And so, we're doing that right now and then using that to also grow our email list. Does that make sense?
Yep.
I guess the answer is both.
Yeah, if you're trying to do like kind of basic like shitty affiliate marketing though, and you send to some opt-in for like how to make $10,000 a day directly to people on Facebook, I don't think it's going to convert very well.
That's a good point.
And they might just be like annoyed with you. So I would go group and...
the group strategy we taught you guys was all about like not being too salesy, but just being conversational and trying to help people who already have problems. Not like posting up in there like, hey everyone, this is my opt-in, you got to check it out. That's like pushing it on people that didn't ask for it, which is, people don't like that, especially not on Facebook. It's not why they're there. But when people are asking questions or they need help, they really do appreciate someone answering and giving them help. Yeah. And if your opt-in aligns with that, it's a perfect match.
Mm-hmm. Viking Marketer says, do you think information product sales from, say, ClickBank drop this time of year because it's so close to Christmas? We already answered that. Yeah. They're about to skyrocket.
They're about to go like crazy.
ClickBank is actually mailing pretty hard right now to get people back onto their platform because they know that January is by far their biggest month. So, it's ramping up.
POF, plenty of fish.
POF, plenty of fish.
I forgot that's an ad platform.
Yeah, it is. It used to be the one that they recommend for newbie affiliates to start with. And promote dating offers. Okay. So, for example, back to Daniel's question of like targeting a super targeted dating niche, like Asian men, you could do that with Plenty of Fish.
That's a good point.
And they didn't have very restrictive rules, but I actually think
they'll tell you what race somebody is.
I think so.
That's allowed, because I guess you do kind of volunteer that info if you make a profile on the page. You might say, hey, I'm Asian.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So a lot of people did really, really well with affiliate marketing to dating sites from a dating site, which is weird, but It did. Hey, Charles, what's up? Thanks for hanging out. Happy to see you here. He's been dropping some knowledge bombs in our Bing Ads Bootcamp Facebook group.
Hell yeah.
Teaching me some stuff about Bing. Content marketing at its finest. Ecosystem, I think a marketer have coined it.
Yeah,
nice to know.
It's when we were talking about all the channels working together. Yeah. That's a good, great term.
Yeah,
ecosystem.
Sean says, I sign up for an MLM, My Daily Choice. CBD oil does not have THC, so it's only supposed to help with pain. Oh, there you go. So start talking about pain and how to relieve it. Yeah,
and if you're doing ads, I'm sure there's tons of keywords for different types of pain. So instead of trying to pitch CBD oil, which might get triggered, hey, that's not allowed. Target pain relief. There's so much out there for that.
How about our Facebook friends?
So Richard, Facebook leads to an opt-in page that followed Facebook rules, and they still banned you. Man, that sucks. Yeah. Really have no idea why. Nobody knows why Facebook bans people sometimes. It's fucking annoying. But usually it's related to affiliate stuff.
Yeah.
Just watch what you're doing, I guess.
Really like affiliate marketers.
That's why we get people on our list before we start pitching anything. Richard, talking of owning your email list, I had an IM list, tier 1 female, that burnt out. So I started sending them parenting, diet, and they started responding again. Hey, that's awesome. I bet parenting, diet, and the diet niche are definitely more female oriented. Not that men don't want to learn parenting stuff, but they're just not as aware of buying those types of products, It's like a lot of personal development stuff. It's just overwhelmingly female. They're just more into it. So that's cool, man. Good thing that you figured that out, Daniel, what was the most you would want to pay for a subscriber in the dating niche, as an example? And what traffic sources are best for these types of offers? Great question. So, whoa. What's up?
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm a little starstruck right now.
Mm-hmm.
Sean, I'm sorry, man. I don't know how to say your last name, but I've watched so many of your videos.
Hey.
Sean Bagari.
What up, Sean?
Dude, you're so awesome. Thank you so much for being on this stream. I really appreciate it.
Right
Everybody,
on.
Check out Sean's channel. He's got one of the best YouTube channels for marketing and for affiliate marketing on YouTube. He's amazing. I've bought several of his products. He's got a great affiliate program. Dude,
right on.
I'm like a little starstruck. So
welcome to our launch party.
For hanging out. We just launched. We're launching a email marketing and traffic building program. So we're doing some lives to celebrate. Really appreciate you being here.
Right on. Let's see. We got a question here that we were talking about. What's the most you'd want to pay for a subscriber for dating, and what traffic sources are best? So I don't really buy a lot of traffic in dating. I do the free methods that we've talked about in a lot of our videos. And I've also been in the niche for a long time, so I have a lot of JV affiliate partners. So that's more of a personal networking thing. I know most of the people in the niche. I told my story in a few videos ago when we talked about the value of having your own list and how I used to work for these multi-million-dollar companies as the copywriter. So I'm still friends with all those guys, and they still send me a lot of traffic from their list. So that's I guess I can't really teach you how to do that. But just in any business, personal networking is always really key, just the network you have. So I can't tell you how to buy traffic for dating. What I can tell you is I have a dating list, and if you had an offer, we could talk about something, If you had an offer or a good opt-in, I'd be happy to send you some traffic and let you test it. It would have to be good, but maybe we can work together on that in the future at some point.
Also, if you want to promote a product.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have products too. If you're looking for dating offers to promote, I have some that are doing really well right now.
And some of your affiliates said that they converted way better than a lot of other stuff.
Yeah. I think the last time I checked, it was the number 3 men's product on ClickBank, but I haven't checked in like a week or two. Let's see. What would you want to pay for a subscriber? So that always just depends on what you're selling and how much you're making per lead. So right now, I'm making like around $250 per subscriber to my list, but that's the prospect list that I'm like opting people into. The buyer's list is much greater. So let's say I'm making on average, let's say a lead is worth $5 to me. Then that's the most I'd want to pay for a subscriber. Does that make sense? Like you need to just do the math on what are you selling? How much can you expect it to convert, you know? Or how is it converting if you're running traffic to it, if you're selling it through email? And yeah, how much are you willing to pay? So I'm selling my own offer to my own list too, which is usually going to be higher because they opt in because they know who I am. I have a YouTube channel, which is a source of free traffic for me as well. You can actually buy YouTube ads for dating stuff. It is a little risky. You really got to be careful. It was working for me for a while though, and I did get a lot of opt-ins. I never could tell how quality they were because none of them bought anything. At least not in the first like 20 days that I was tracking. After that, I just wasn't tracking anymore. But YouTube is definitely a source for that. Anything in dating, though, you just got to make sure it's like so insanely clean. There's nothing about sex, really nothing even about getting a girl to like you because they're kind of wise to the dating niche. So even if you pretend like you're not pitching that stuff, they still see you as dating and lump you in with all the sleazy marketing. But you could probably, I think Adam was having good luck. Adam Ethoffer, not Adam Lyons. Adam Lyons was like, don't do dating. They'll ban you. But one of our friends is doing like a coaching funnel for dating, and he was sending ads from Facebook to a webinar, and it was really just about like improving yourself as a man, self-improvement, you know, just like men's coaching kind of thing. So you could try that. But yeah, that's a lot of stuff about dating. Hopefully that helps you. Let's see. Kevin, is there a preferred mail service? Very new to this, guys, but working on my chiropractic business. Welcome. Glad to have you here. And I want to make sure I've got a good service for the future. Thanks for everything. Dude, thank you, man. We're glad to have you here. And if there's a preferred mail service, the one that we prefer is called ConvertKit. It's really easy to use. It's got everything that you need and really nothing that you don't. A lot of email marketing that you might see out there is heavily formatted. There's a lot of pictures and HTML and all that. And not only do we not do that anyways, but as email marketing is evolving, that's actually bad for deliverability. The more pictures, the more links, the more formatting you have in an email, the more Google is starting to pick up on that and say, that's a promotion, that's spammy. And our emails are just plain text with a link and occasionally a picture every now and then if it really matters. And ConvertKit does that really well. I mean, you can add formatting, but I just like to take some text, cut and paste it, load up an email, and be done. And if you haven't done a lot of other autoresponder services, they're usually a little bit more complicated to set up emails, which is a time suck, you know. Also, most importantly, ConvertKit has a reputation as the best deliverability. So, you know, they make sure that the best shot that your emails, especially if you have a new domain that you're mailing from that doesn't have a reputation, which can be sometimes you got to establish that. You might get put in spam if you just started mailing from a new thing. ConvertKit just every time sends right to the inbox. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to know tech stuff. They're just awesome and I love them.
They are awesome. He got me to ConvertKit.
But the other ones that I've used a lot are GetResponse. They let you do a lot more cool like automation stuff, which Kevin, you probably don't need. You probably don't need to care about that. Aweber is like the long running, you know, the one that everybody used for a long time.
I don't really like Aweber.
I don't
to
like
be honest.
either,
I tried to use it like earlier this year.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you guys doing?
And there's so many. We'll have to do a rundown at some point.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool YouTube video, like the top 10 autoresponders. But check out ConvertKit. MailChimp's probably the most beginner friendly. And Kevin, since you're not doing affiliate stuff, MailChimp could be a good option.
Awesome.
It's free for the first 1,000 people. They got a lot of cool pre-formatted stuff that's really easy to use. So that could be very beginner friendly for you. And yeah, you want to make sure you've got a good service set up. Chiropractic business. So you're going to be trying to get people to come into your office for a visit, you know, for an exam. There was a chiropractic place right across from where we live that had a really cool promo that said, you know, come in, if you bring this coupon in for your first visit. This was their opt-in, I think, to their list. Like, opt in to get a coupon. And if you bring in this coupon for your first visit, we'll give you like a free 30-minute massage. And then, you know, once you're in the office, they're going to upsell you into this service. Or I never took them up on it, but I would imagine the masseuse is like, oh, wow, your back is really messed up, you know?
Yeah.
You need help. I don't know. That's you. You take care of that. But email is a great way to get leads in the door.
Let's hop over to YouTube for a second.
Yeah.
Sean says, thanks, brother. You have some really awesome courses. Dude, that means so much coming from you. Thank you so much. Same. Sean's courses are incredible. He's building a really cool company, Aversity. He's just the man. So thanks so much for hanging out, man. All right. The other Sean says, do you think that pickup artist niche is a scam? No.
Yeah. I mean, depends on who you're talking about.
Fair enough. Richard G. Lewis says, hey, Sean, I'm a follower.
Right
Wink.
on.
You should be. He's awesome. I can't say that enough. Viking Marketer, yeah, I also watch your stuff, Sean. Leaf Cat says, I got a doctor's appointment. Got to go. Thanks for the good info. Thank you for hanging out, Leaf Cat. Hopefully see you soon. Sean B. says, thanks, guys. Brad's got some really great courses. Check his stuff out. Husem says, hello, sir. I wanted to talk about you for something.
Cool. Post up your questions.
Yeah. Viking Marketer says, man love here. Yeah. Husem says, are you having exactly strategy for this? I'm not sure what you mean.
But if it's a strategy for building a list and making money with it, yes, we do.
The other Sean C says, I bought Build My List 3. Okay. Bright Ideas Man. That's a great name. Greetings from Costa Rica.
Hey.
Pura vida. I haven't been yet, but I want to. Obviously, you have the best country in the world. Sean C says, I bought Build My List from Jimmy Kim 3 years ago. Have you ever heard of it? Never did anything with it. Didn't take action. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah. Did it work? Oh, you just said you didn't take action.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing about buying courses. You have to take action. So if you actually, do what's in the course, you will almost always get a result.
Yep. But you gotta, and thanks for being forthcoming about that.
Yeah.
I've definitely bought stuff and didn't do anything with it either. It can get overwhelming sometimes. But yeah, if you're interested in buying our course, definitely make sure that you're ready to commit and take action on this. We're going to give you everything we have. We're going to walk you through our whole formula, really help you guys. Even if you know nothing at all about marketing, if you just found out about this yesterday, we're going to help you build a list, even if you've got nothing right now. We're going to show you the free traffic methods. We're going to show you how to get great opt-ins, how to get this whole machine off the ground, how to sell in your emails in a natural way that's not salesy, that's not, I hate selling stuff, and people hate to be sold things, but they love to buy. And the way that we do it is just really natural and easy, and you don't have to be good at copywriting or anything like that. And we want to help you scale it with paid traffic and just control your income and really scale it up as much as you want. But yeah, none of that will work if you don't take action on it.
Phil, hey, thanks so much for hanging out, Phil. You're always a source of great energy, and just really appreciate you being part of this community. But yeah, he said, yeah, I had this issue of niching down too much. Yep, that can happen.
Usually there's a nice sweet spot between a good niche that you could target, but not so small that there's just nothing there.
Your first dating product was niched down too much.
Way too much. It was like a product for introverted guys, which I thought would be like a different kind of thing, but just so insanely specific. The guys that bought it really loved it, but there just aren't that many of them.
Yeah.
It's talking to too small of a crowd. Let's see. Daniel, my idea was to get into email marketing evergreen niches such as dating and e-com, then test multiple traffic sources and create traffic generation courses for the IM space with the methods used to build the lists. One hand washes the other.
It's a great
idea.
Big plan. It also sounds like you're getting really excited about. Basically, you're gonna need to focus here. Get one thing working really, really, really well, and then once you're doing all this successfully, everybody's gonna want to know what your advice is, anyways. So It's a great big plan.
It's a good big picture.
But
yeah.
I just saw, you know, and we all do this.
Yeah.
All of us entrepreneurs do this. But I saw like several things in that one message: dating, e-com,
Right.
you know, multiple traffic
You gotta
sources.
focus.
Get one traffic source working. If you get one traffic source working to one niche, to one offer, you can be very successful, and then you can do that other stuff.
Yeah. But if you try to do too many things, none of them will happen.
And I'm saying this from experience.
Yeah, same. We've done that. We've made that mistake too many times.
Yeah.
You got to focus and just pick, pick dating or pick e-com, or what, you got to pick a niche inside of e-com. That's a whole broad business model.
Yeah, e-com itself. Yeah, it's too big.
Don't test multiple traffic sources. Pick one, and pick one that you think is going to work for the niche and the offer. It's just going to take a little research to see what other people are doing and what's working. And then, just commit and focus.
And you're going to have to push through, there's no end. Like, if you just pick that one thing, right? Like, if you picked one e-com niche, if you're like, I'm going to sell, gaming supplies or whatever, you could scale that into millions and millions of dollars if you just keep going, right? So the thing that you may do, and I definitely have struggled with in the past, is I go a little bit in many directions, right? Like I get a little bit better at SEO and a little bit better at YouTube and a little bit better at Facebook and a little bit better at Bing. And, so I'm getting better at lots of things, but, I went from level 1 to level 1.5 in Bing. If I would have stuck with Bing and went from level 1 to level 5 to level 10, then the results would have been much bigger. So just keep that in mind.
All right. What up, Ruben? Welcome. Let's see. Daniel's asking, how many affiliate products would you find for your value ladder before writing out your sequences? Just one. Start with one. And really, I think you're confusing two concepts too. The value ladder, because we were talking about funnels earlier, like walking them up from the price points. That's when it's my own product, so I can control the whole process. An affiliate's product, they should already have a value ladder. They should already have a funnel. And so you're just mailing to the front end offer that converts. So yeah, again, like really, I'm so excited to see how this goes for you, but you got to pick one thing and focus. So if you're going to do affiliate stuff, just pick one offer. The best affiliate products should come with, they should give you email swipes, which I usually rewrite, but it's a good starting point to see, here's 5 emails and, I'll put my own mark on it and make it my own, but it helps you to write the emails in a sequence. Let's say you pick one affiliate offer. Let's say you pick my offer if you want to do dating. I'll send you my swipes. It's what I do for all my affiliates. You would mail to my offer. You would use my swipes and maybe put your own mark on it and make it your own. And you'd set up like the top 5 swipes in a row as like day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. You would send traffic into your opt-in. You'd have them see all the emails and you'd see how it would convert. That's how you would test it to see if it's going to work or not. You don't need to worry about a value ladder because if you're sending as my affiliate, I already did that. I already have a funnel that's going to walk them up a value ladder and convert them for you, and you'll get a commission at every step of that ladder. If you want to do your own value ladder, then you're creating your own product, or you're going to have to control that whole process. You're going to make the $7 product and the upsell at $47 or $97, and you're going to have to do all of that. So 2 different models. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're welcome, man. Really, thank you for being here and asking so many insightful questions. It's really awesome. I hope we get to work with you further. I'd love to see you inside the program.
Bright Ideas Man says, do you guys ever use PLR products to build lists? I have. They're okay. I mean, it's nice sometimes to just have something to fill in the gaps.
Yeah, in a pinch.
Yeah, in a pinch.
Never going to be the best, but sometimes you don't need the best just to get it going.
And another thing that we're going to talk about a lot more in depth in the program is just like getting away from the idea that you have to deliver some sort of giant ebook or collection or whatever for an opt-in. So
yeah, we don't even use any product to build a list. We use like a couple paragraphs.
Yeah.
And we're going to show you guys the exact formula to do that.
Husim says, he's okay, cool. I like that you guys are talking to each other.
Yeah. They're talking about Jimmy Kim. I just looked it up. It's called Build My List. Okay. Sounds cool.
Yeah. Viking Marketer says, by the way, guys, if you're going to use Facebook groups to grow our list for free and don't want to be the face of it, do you cover coming up with a persona?
Yeah, I've done it.
Do that.
Yeah, I have a persona in the dating niche.
That's true. Yeah,
totally done that.
Kid Charlene says, I've heard other Facebook marketers say it's easy to get shut down if sending directly to an offer.
Mm-hmm.
So isn't a content plus opt-in PG, they say is safer? What have you experienced?
Yeah, same. I have, at least.
Oh, in Facebook?
Facebook ads, yeah.
Okay.
Because we were talking earlier about getting shut down, sending too many offers. Yeah, I've experienced that too. I'm no expert, so I can't say that's definitely how it is, but yeah, I mean, because I think a lot of Facebook marketers send into a webinar funnel.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not as salesy as like an offer, like buy this sales page, because a webinar, before they make a pitch to you, they're going to teach you some content.
A webinar itself is
content. Yeah. It just has a natural pitch at the end of it. So yeah, mostly, yeah, Kid Charlene.
But again, it's not just the fact that you're using an opt-in that makes it safer, though, because you're still going to have to, if your opt-in says words that Facebook doesn't like, if it's talking about a concept they don't like, it's still not going to work. So that's still the most important part, is playing by the rules.
Yep.
Sean says, I've been watching a lot of Bob Proctor, Jim Rohn YouTube videos. I don't know Bob Proctor, but I love Jim Rohn.
Yeah, Jim Rohn's a legend. He's like the guy that inspired Tony Robbins.
Yeah. Really, really good.
Yeah.
Good source.
All right. So should we wrap this up?
Yeah, I think we're ready to take a break here.
Let's see. Final question. Daniel, best newbie-friendly paid traffic source outside of solo ads?
Bing.
Nice. There we go. He's the expert.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We're really excited about this launch. We hope to see you guys inside the email ignition formula. You can see it with this link right here, email-ignition-formula.com. It's only going to be up for a few days. We're just taking a limited number of people for this. It's kind of like a beta test. It's also 50% off launch special, just to make it, a no-brainer for the right people to join. You do have to be ready to commit and take action and grow a list. We're going to show you every step you need along the way. And we're going to be going live throughout the week as this launch progresses and just answering more questions you might have. So we'll talk again soon. We'll be emailing you again soon. And feel free to post up in that Facebook group with any other questions you have in the meantime. And we can't wait to talk to you.
Yeah, thanks for joining, everyone. And go check it out, email-ignition-formula.com.
All right.